Hello. Do you want to know the ultimate guide to lose weight on Mounjaro or any other GLP-1 for busy moms? Well, if you do, this is the right video for you. Now, I have to confess, I am not good at self-care yet, but I am a great mom. And I'm very good at organizing and establishing routines. And here's how I do it. I hope this serves you well. If you are a mom, a single mom, a busy mom, a mom of one, a mom of five, a mom of eight, however many children you have, or however many people you care for, even if you're not a mom, it's always good to have organization and systems in place. So this is the video for you. I'm going to tell you 5 things that I do to stay organized. Stick around to the end for my little bonus tip. I have lost 27 pounds on Mounjaro. If you have listened to any of my other videos, my motto is slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit. And I really believe in that in my life, my everyday life, with everything I do. I want to take my time and do it the right way for me. I've taken that approach with this weight loss journey as well. I've always heard that if you lose it slow, you will maintain it or you won't gain it back as fast. And so I'm hoping that is true. But 27 pounds in 22 weeks, if someone would have told me you could lose 27 pounds taking a weight loss injection, you will have very little side effects and you will feel great along the way, I would not have believed them. So I am a witness that it works. So let's get into these things that can help a busy mom or just a busy person in general. So my first tip is organize your day. Organize your day. And what I use to stay organized with my schedule and my daughter's schedule is a calendar. I have a calendar. I put one up on the screen. I didn't put my actual calendar. It's all filled in with different things to do. I often say, I am my daughter's chauffeur. That's my second job at this point. And sometimes it feels like my first job, my main job. But, she has gymnastics. She has playdates. She has a class that she attends weekly. She has summer camp. She has a lot of things going on. And in addition to her schedule, I also have to keep up with my schedule. So I just schedule my day. I schedule what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. I schedule the time that we need to be somewhere. It also allows me to see in a glance how busy my day is, how busy my week is, how busy my month is. And when somebody asks one of us to do something, I can look at my calendar right away and say, yes, I can, or no, I can't. My daughter is even using the calendar to keep up with what she has going on. Kids will always ask you, what are we doing today? When are we going here? When are we going there? Well, I have my daughter look on that calendar. She knows now to look on the calendar, whatever's up there that tells her what's going on. It has helped her with reading because obviously the things that she finds important, she learns those words. And so that has helped. She also has learned the time on her tablet. She has a clock and she knows if on our calendar, if it says 1 o'clock, she can look at her schedule and see, well, it's 12 o'clock now. Pretty soon we're going to be going to the grocery store or we're going to be headed to our appointment. So she knows what's going on. That has also helped me with getting less questions about what's happening. And my daughter is a child who needs consistency. And she also doesn't really like surprises. She likes to know what's going on. So the calendar helps me out in that way as well. I schedule on the calendar when I take a poop. Now, I also do it on my phone, but I do have a little code where I do it on the calendar. I jot down my weight, or if I've jumped on the scale mid-week and had a weight gain, I might jot that down on the calendar. And that's coded for me. It sits in my office. People aren't coming and going in my office very often, but just in case someone did, I didn't want to put too much information on the calendar, but the calendar will keep you organized. That's just a quick glimpse of how you can use it to help you. And like I said, it has helped my daughter tell time, learn words, learn what a schedule is like, anticipation of what's coming next. I mean, it's helped with all that. Remember, my daughter is 7. So already she's learning the importance of scheduling and organizing your time and your day. So number 2 is establish a routine. Have a daily routine, especially for children. Children thrive when they know what is coming next. I can't say that enough. And adults do too. I'm also a person who likes to have my day planned out, likes to know what's going on, likes to know what's coming next. And, life is unpredictable. You can't always know what's coming next. But the things that I can control, I want to try to do my best to control those, especially for my daughter. And so we establish a routine. This is what I do when I get up. In a previous video, I talked about electrolytes and how every day when I get up in the morning, I take out my Stanley cup and I wash it out. I add my electrolyte drink mix in there with 2 bottles of water, add my ice, and that's my drink I sip on for the day. I have a routine with my daughter. My daughter knows what she can do in the morning to get herself ready for summer camp. She takes her shower or bath at night. In the morning, she knows she has to wash her face. She has to brush her teeth. She has to lotion up. She has to make up her bed. She has to do all of that before she's allowed to get on her tablet. So there's a routine I have for summer. And then there's a routine I have during the school year with my daughter. So I'll make another video once school starts back about how that schedule flows. But, my daughter knows when she gets home, before she can play, she has to unpack her book bag from summer camp. She unpacked. She went swimming. She takes her swimming things out. She lays it out. Same thing with me. When I come home right away, I start preparing her lunch and or snacks for the next day. My daughter knows the routine. She knows what she could see mom doing, which is going to be making that lunch. And when things don't happen that way, she has questions because she knows what's supposed to come next. You know what to expect. You have food prepared. The biggest thing that throws me off is when I'm not following my routine. That's when I tend to not have food prepared, so we have to eat out, or something comes up in the middle of our day to throw us off the routine. And then I'm not as prepared. So having that routine is key, and it's key in a weight loss as well. So that brings me to tip number 3. Have snacks for you and your child prepared. I have Smart Food popcorn, protein bars. I have protein chips, things that are protein based. I also have fruits and vegetables that I eat for snacks as well. This morning I bought watermelon, I bought cherries, I bought grapes, I bought bananas, and apples. I'll package those up, have them all prepped and ready to go so they're easy to just grab and go. A lot of times I buy for convenience, things that are already prepackaged in a single portion. That is to help me out because I am not very good with portion control. So I could put things in a Ziploc bag. If I don't measure it out, I'm just tossing it in there. I'm eyeballing it. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably giving myself more than I need. I find to do that stuff ahead of time and have that ready to go, it's just a time saver. And you do what comes easy. It's easy just to grab and go. I usually do this on a Sunday. If my Sundays are busy and I know I'm going to have a busy Sunday, I will do it on a Saturday. But I try not to do it during the week. I use the weekends unless I'm on vacation or have a busy weekend. I usually leave the weekends to grocery shopping and organizing everything I need for the week as far as food goes. So I love Ziploc bags, and I realize that I'm putting, plastic stamp on the world that we don't need. So I'm transitioning over to silicone containers for my food. The reason why I still love Ziploc bags as much as I do is because my daughter tends to leave things where she put them. If she's on a field trip and if I have a silicone little dish or container, it won't come back home. It stays at the camp. It stays at the playground, which costs me money in the long run. And it's just easier for her to throw that Ziploc bag away. But as we know, if you want to be more health conscious, you have to kind of make sacrifices. So I'm in the process of weaning myself off the Ziploc bags and going more toward the silicone storage containers. I'll put a picture up so you can see which ones I use. Tip number 4, find some me time in your schedule. Find some time to focus on yourself and your goals mentally, physically, whatever form it takes, while your child is asleep, or maybe they're away with a friend or relative, or, if they're at school and you're at home, whatever it is, however you can get that me time. find that time to get that me time. Maybe that's a time where you're going to the spa and you're getting a relaxing massage, or you planned a time with your friends, or you planned a time just to, read a book on your own. A lot of my me time is when my daughter is sleeping. I will be honest and say, I don't have a lot of time where it's just, me hanging out by myself. I try to get that reading time where it's uninterrupted time when she goes to sleep. Her routine is she's in the bed by 7:30, no later than 8 o'clock. And when she hits that pillow, she's asleep. Now, because obviously it's summer, her schedule has lightened up a little bit as far as the schoolwork part of it. And so she's in the bed and probably asleep by 9 or later than 9:30. And after that time, that is my time to talk to my friends, watch, anything that I want to watch that I probably could watch with her in the room with me, so my guilty pleasure shows, those types of things. But it's time for myself, time to decompress and time to say my affirmations and just, get myself started again. It leads us to tip number 5. Tip number 5 is make meals that can last for 2 to 3 days. So for a busy mom, you probably already know, and if you don't, get on board with this because this is key. Make meals that can last for 2 to 3 days. Now, if you're someone who does not like leftovers, won't eat leftovers, I've heard of people who just don't care for leftovers, and maybe your kids don't care for leftovers, then I'm sorry for you. But my daughter and I love leftovers. And yeah, everything does not make for a good leftover. So you have to kind of be strategic of what you're, eating for 2 to 3 days. We love spaghetti. Believe it or not, we also love tuna fish. We have tuna fish, and that'll last us about 2 days between the two of us. We have tuna fish sandwiches. We may have tuna fish and crackers. I may make a tuna melt. We just love tuna. And then any chicken dish can last. We might have chicken, mashed potatoes with green beans or asparagus. I make cabbage or greens that'll last us for some days. Things that could make a meal and just kind of stretch it out. So every day you're not cooking. When you're a busy mom, you and I both know that you do not have time to cook every single day. And if you do, kudos to you, because I just don't. It's just so much easier when I cook on Sunday night and I don't have to cook again till maybe Wednesday evening. And then I cook something else to last for a couple days. And then Friday and Saturday and Sunday is when we might have something different. Those are the days that I have more time to cook. So you can make casseroles, those last. I make chili. That's another thing I make that I love. If we don't eat it all in those 2 to 3 days, then I freeze it in portions and take it back out, to have at another time. So that brings us to our bonus tip. Before I give you the bonus tip, let's just quickly summarize the things that you can do to help organize and establish routines. So number 1 was keeping that calendar to organize your day, your week, your month. Number 2 was establishing a daily routine. Children thrive when they know what's coming next, and so do we. Number 3 was have snacks for you and your child. Prep them ahead of time. Number 4 was find me time for you. If you are whole and happy, you can't give that happiness to anybody else. So you have to have that me time to replenish yourself. Tip number 5 was make meals that can last for 2 to 3 days. And some examples were spaghetti and chili, casseroles, dishes that can last over a couple of days. And finally, the bonus tip, find time to exercise. Yes. Find time to exercise. I just incorporated time to exercise and I absolutely feel so much better about myself. I don't know that my body is feeling it yet. I started out small. I started off with 10 minutes. I moved up to 15 minutes. And so every day this past week, I worked out for at least 15 minutes. I did cardio and a little bit of strength training. I'm feeling good about myself. My daughter saw that I made a promise to myself and I kept the promise. I followed through. I'm feeling better about the fact mentally that I was able to do it. I have been saying affirmations to help me with my weight loss. You might want to check out that video. I have been saying positive affirmations to myself, and I think that has really given me the exercise boost that I need. It just motivated me to even want to get up and move. Saying those things to myself is like repeating a record in my head over and over, but a positive one. So Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment below. I'll see you on the next video. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit.